Welcome to the Pimp My Setup Highlights for episode number 168. The first setup was submitted by Noah. He's got the keyboard tray. You know, I'm not a fan of the keyboard tray. I don't think Tom's a fan of the keyboard tray.
Nope.
And especially when you have, I believe the Razer mouse pad, the LED one or whatever the hell it's called. Firefly. That should be shown off, man. And look at how much room you have. It's not like the desk isn't deep enough to hold it and you're just kind of being a little bit smart about it. But seriously, you need to kind of set yourself up to make the setup look badass, because those peripherals are actually two of the coolest things in your setup. Noah scored a 72. The next setup was submitted by Nick. At first I was like, this dude's gonna hide all of his cables with his cat. And then all of a sudden he sent that pic and I was like, wow. Usually having a monitor overlap or like hang off the side of a desk is a sign of a small desk. You need to get a bigger one. If you had a bigger desk, you wouldn't have to be worried about the speakers, worried about the placement of the monitors, and you'd have a lot more storage. And like, you have a cool looking computer. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's Alienware, oh my god. But seriously, like, it looks cool, so why not show it off a little bit more? Nick scored a 52. The next setup was submitted by Juan. This setup is amazing, but the desk is holding it back just a bit. Computer placement, not ideal. Bad placement for that, and it actually kind of covers up your setup, especially if you're walking into the room, whatever. So he did a great job with being able to have the racing simulator and everything, but that's another thing. Usability gets kind of lost there in the desk. It's not really his fault, because it is a great desk, but I think for what he's doing, it's not going to work. He really needs to utilize that whole wall with just a straight up desk. Juan scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Sam. Really awesome. Overall, aesthetically, it's pleasing. In categories, it really knocks a lot of the scores out of the park. Taking a look at the Mac Mini, I was like, oh, but he's got a piece, okay. And he's got the keyboard and mouse off to the right side. Yeah, I think for the photo, I would have at least just taken the keyboard and mouse off. Wait a second, that's a calyx that goes all the way to the end, and those are drawers. So how does he? But
I guess he just sacrifices those drawers so that he can use the open shelves properly.
But I don't get that though. Why put the double drawer inserts into those cubes? It just seems a little bit odd to me. Sam scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Matt. The first thing that really rubbed me the wrong way was just how he squished himself in to the smaller side of the desk, right?
Yeah.
Think about the left side, way bigger. How does he move the mouse? Look at the mouse.
It's terrible.
The mouse is basically dry humping the computer case and the keyboard at the same time. The computer should be down on the floor, right where all those cables are, not in the corner, right to the right side. And then what you do is you put TV on the other part of the desk, the left side, center it, and oh my god, all of a sudden it's usable. Matt scored a 54. The next setup was submitted by James. Looking at that photo, look at the floor. He has those tiles, right? And the idea is that he's not on carpet, and it makes, you know, life easier when you're moving around your chair, blah, blah, blah. But think about this. He just goes like a few inches back, just a few more than he normally would. And all of a sudden, one wheel goes off, and then another second, the other wheel goes off, and then next thing you know, he's falling out of the damn chair. The usability, if we look at the second photo, I'm not a fan of that either. The monitors should be touching. Huge corner, small desk, big cats, no theme. James scored a 48. The next setup was submitted by Joe. 13. Look at this setup. Wonderful setup, great job. Placement of the posters, kind of not my favorite, only because it's like not centered to the monitor or even that wall. It's just like really close to the side. I think isn't that the carbide whatever case?
Yeah.
In white. Why are we not seeing the window? Why not?
I don't know. Maybe it's a
little rotated.
Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like we rotate it, put it, because that's like the perfect corner presentation. Joe scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Oliver. There's really not a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
The left side with the shelf, that's cool because it has, you know, it said he had stuff that he's been, you know, saving up for a long time, like, you know, things that mean something to him. Oh my god, why is he even bothering with the Mac? Why not just put the thing in the middle? I think it would have been nice had he put the monitor in the center, had an external keyboard, you know, like nothing crazy, just like a simple ass keyboard, and then, you know, had the Mac in where the monitor is. He just swapped them. Oliver scored an 86. The final setup was submitted by Bruce. All right, this is his first photo. He wrapped his case. He got new speakers. He mounted his monitor. First of all, I think the main thing is the room just doesn't work for what he's doing. If he had a bigger room where the door wasn't so close and there wasn't a weird window there, it would be like insane. Usability, perfect. Look at the speakers, look at the monitor, look at all the peripherals. Now the next photo is where we're gonna see the issue, and I think a lot of you are probably realizing now what I'm referring to. TV. The TV is literally what killed his chance at a great score. I just don't understand the idea, the thought process. I just don't get it. The other thing is, that's the door right there, so it's like he opens it up right up. He's got to be careful, like the poster frames and stuff. I would assume he can open the door all the way without hitting the desk. Otherwise, that's also bad planning.
And he's only 17. That's even more crazy.
That's like the crazy part of it. Bruce walked away with first place, getting a 94. Thank you for watching the Pin My Setup highlights for episode number 168.